you ready? Use a mic. This is working in case you want to use it.
Okay.
The floor is yours.
Thank you. GM. Thank you everyone for coming. My name is Anton Paisov. I'm head of integrations at Aurora Labs. Aurora Labs is a company that built Aurora, and Aurora is an EVM compatibility solution built on top of NIR protocol. Today, I want to talk to you about an interesting topic and an interesting thought experiment that also learned to some of the outcomes and interesting results, and the topic might sound a bit cryptic. It's ERC-20 as a base token. Lessons learned. So lessons learned does imply that something went not as we originally had in mind, but I think that what we had as a result is even better. So to start, it's important to understand what Aurora is, how Aurora is built. So let's do some overview. Aurora is a solution that allows execution of Ethereum contracts on the highly performant NIR blockchain. So at the same time, we do make NIR EVM compatible, and we do help scale Ethereum this way. Aurora implemented as a smart contract. We were the first solution to do it like that. So we've put an Rust written in Rust EVM into a smart contract and deployed that smart contract on NIR, and it works well. Turns out, nice. On top of that, we do have an Aurora RPC infrastructure, a Web3 compatible wrapper on your RPC. So for the end user and developer, you interact like you would interact with Ethereum or any other fully EVM compatible solution. Of course, also all the tools that you would expect to have on Ethereum are available and supported, like MetaMask, Truffle, Hardhat, Remix. Infrastructure is also quite well developed, so you do have indexers, oracles, and whatnot. We are 2 years in mainnet with 250 plus live apps. We do launch Aurora Pass today, but this I will only briefly touch today, but you can check out the announcement on our blog, Twitter, etc. And Aurora Pass is yet another solution that we believe we built with mass adoption in mind and with removing all the hurdles from the users. So it does have free transactions. We also have, as a part of this solution, we have the Rainbow Bridge, a trustless generic bridge with Ethereum that had not been hacked, and that is very well known and regarded in the ecosystem. And the last point that I wanted to touch on the overview is base token is ETH. So this is where we are getting closer to the understanding of what it's all about. And you would ask, like, why it's not NIR, right? Because everything happens on NIR. Every transaction on Aurora is a transaction on NIR. Now, again, like, you can check the slide out, and we can. I will not get too much into details here, and we can chat later about it if you want. But at the core of this is that you interact with a smart contract, and then the result of the interaction is committed on NIR as a transaction. Therefore, there is a separation between your interactions and with the end result being recorded. And the separation is on the RPC infrastructure level. So all transactions on Aurora are kind of meta transactions, because the party that pays for the end transaction is the RPC. Sorry. Is the RPC client, and then the RPC client at the same time is the one that is in charge of charging the end user, or not charging, because, yes, we'll get to that in a bit as well. But for the first almost a bit less than a year, when we launched Aurora, all the transactions were free for users. And users really appreciated it, because it really, really changes the UX perception and how you interact with the blockchain. So with this split of kind of token mechanics and gas mechanics, obviously there are opportunities we can investigate. And they are all, in this particular situation, are based on the way how Aurora was built. So let's explore some of the potential opportunities. And again, like the original idea is that, okay, if we charge Ethereum on Aurora as a gas fee, why not charge the fees in some other tokens? For instance, charging the gas fees in Aurora would be an obvious first idea. We could also make gas fees per project. Imagine you have a project that has a token, you provide nodes for your users to interact with, and all those nodes, the gas token is that project's token. It presents new opportunities for project economies, as well as it simplifies the traction for users. Now you can also have better deals on some nodes where the token is different or the price is different, because it's all variable and it's not directly related to what you pay as an RPC node in the end. We still stay extra VM compatible, having the ETH as the best token as the default one, and you can think even further, like doing something with NFTs for gas mechanics and whatnot. This idea with Variety does have its challenges at the same time, because everything that we do is meant to be fully VM compatible. To introduce the variable gas token, we would need to go through the whole process of Ethereum improvement proposals and whatnot. And when you think about it, not necessarily it's the path that we want to follow is adding any value to Ethereum. We would also need to think about how to properly communicate it to the node providers and and to users as well. And ultimately, the biggest hurdle for the mass adoption is still there. So the gas fees are still there. And we know it from the previous experience that when the gas was zero, users were always happier. Not only because of the free transactions, but also because the UX is instantly much better. So, iterating over the idea, we realized that the EAP, it might not be the best time for such an EAP. And we still believe that the gas fees can be either completely removed or be set for per project needs, but to that I will get in a second. Again, like one of the use cases I wanted to mention, also like imagine you have a traditional retail, all of the prices you have are set in the stable coins. So it would be only logical either to absorb the fees in the prices and do the gas fees as zero, or to have gas fees also paid in the same stable coins, for instance. This is the good UX, not thinking about what other thing you have to hold to pay for the transaction. Also, such addition for us particularly wouldn't add much value as well for the project. Now, what we came to is actually our product suite that we launched earlier this year, called Aurora Cloud. Aurora Cloud consists of Silas, Borealis Business, and Aurora Pass. And this is our solution to bring businesses closer to using blockchain without hassles. And at the core of it are Aurora Silas. Aurora, again, remember how I said that Aurora is implemented as a smart contract on Near. Being a smart contract, we can deploy however much instances of such contract as we want. And of course, with that, we do have some customizabilities. So for instance, even with the traditional approach where you only have one base token, you can deploy a new instance of Aurora. You actually can customize your own base token. So it's kind of similar to app chains and whatnot, but in our case, it's kind of because of Aurora's original design, you implement it much simpler. And in the same way, because everything's like usually happens on near mainnet in the end, your instances of Aurora are highly interoperable with other instances if you want to. If you choose not to, you can also stay completely in private. You can also go completely private and have your Aurora instance on Calimero, who provide the private shards of near. And then there are like variable business use cases. Yes, and two other customizations that we find to be very important for the business adoption are that you can make your instances either permissionless or permissioned, and you have all the control over the whitelisting, all the who can deploy contracts on your instance. You have all the control over who can transact on your instance. And yeah, here you can see like some of the ideas of you can have like instance, not necessarily even per business instances. It's like the world is your oyster. It's like fully configurable. You can have the amount of scope you want, starting from like just a super app or something like that, and going all the way up to doing like something like a carbon negative instance of EVM that consolidates all the carbon offsetting projects in one place, etc., etc., etc. Next thing. Wait, something is wrong. Oh, wait, it became too excited. Yes, so Aurora stylus come out of the box with Rainbow Bridge support. So naturally, because it still happens on near mainnet. It comes with Aurora Path that allows you to have this more frictionless user experience. It comes with Explorer. We also provide the efficient, scalable RPC infrastructure on top of it as a B2B offering. And all the apps that you have on Aurora mainnet and on Near are interoperable with your solution. You can do cross-contract, cross-runtime calls. And both blockchain operating system that I can talk more to you if you want to afterwards, which is the way to serve front ends on Near is also supported out of the box. The Aurora Path I mentioned, this is our wallet that is ultimately oriented on the smoothest user experience where you don't think about seed phrases and whatnot. It's biometric data kind of based. And Borealis business is all about, so this is one of the, Borealis business can also be used on Aurora mainnet and on other instances outside of Aurora Cloud if you want to. But it may basically, if you want to, it helps you, it's a product to offset the gas fees from your end users completely. Yes, and Aurora Cloud contains from EVM containers, private if needed on Calimero, as I mentioned, connected to the world with Rainbow Bridge, cross-contract calls, and near horizontal scalability. We have user onboarding improved with Aurora Pass and gas fees removed with Aurora Business. So you can learn more about Aurora Cloud here. I'm happy to chat with you if you have any more, if you want to chat more about all that afterwards. And thank you for your time.